Bringing you another pro Korean commentary on Scrap Station. The Zerg player here, Blue Zerg, is going to be Check.Prime. He is a very well-known Warcraft 3 player, as a matter of fact. He was a pro gamer on that scene, playing as Orc and then playing as Night Elf, actually. And then, classic Ensnare style of play. He is going for cheese. He's got this SCV headed out right away. Going to be focused on getting a barracks down. You know, Marines or Reapers. He did a Marine cheese against a Terran player. I would expect Reapers against Zerg, though, especially on this map and given this positioning. So he's putting the barracks down. Very common place to put your cheese barracks on Scrap Station. As we can see, that drone just floats right by it, does not detect it whatsoever. So Check.Prime is going to be in the dark until he gets the drone into the Terran base and sees there's no barracks in the Terran base, and then he will know that this cheese play is coming. But for the meantime, Check.Prime is focused on just a standard, you know, relatively economic build, as he doesn't even have a spawning pool down yet. And this drone is just making its way into the base now. He is not going to bother with a natural expo and going straight in, and he's going to see no barracks in sight. He's going to see the refinery. So Check.Prime knows right away Reapers are going to be knocking on my door any minute now, as you obviously need the refinery for the tech lab and then for the Reapers. And this SCV is scurrying into the Zerg base as well, going to try to take Check.Prime off guard, as Check.Prime only got that spawning pool at about 14 supply, so, you know, later than he would certainly want when going up against this early Reaper cheese. So we're going to have to see if Check.Prime is able to defend here, as he is a very strong Zerg player. I featured him against Skideo, and his micro with the Mutalis on Lost Temple was just unreal. He really did dominate that game, and I'm just saying, he's a really strong player. So let's see if his Zerg defenses will be able to fend off these early Reapers, as he's very well aware of the cheese play at this point. So let's see how he chooses to react. Certainly expect to pump a queen out right away. He's going to get maybe some Zerglings. He needs at least a few, as they are able to, you know, defend reasonably against a Reaper when they're on the creep. Maybe some spine crawlers as well. And we do have a bunker going up right now. The SCV has been constructing a bunker, and it is up, ready to go. So this Reaper just moving in. Check moving those drones off the line just a tiny bit prematurely, and forced to cancel that one spine crawler. And now the Reaper makes his way into the bunker and is going to be able to pick off any Zerglings that, you know, that get within range. So not ideal placement there, as Check.Prime does not want to lose the spawning pool, but just continuing to micro his Reaper back and forth. Ensnare's trying to, you know, do reasonable damage to the Zerglings, the spine crawler, and this queen is moving in, going to try to get some shots off. But you know what, the bunker is just too fortified. You know, there's too much HP for the queen to do anything. And yes, at this point, the spawning pool is just eating a whole bunch of those D8 charges, 30 damage each. Going to slowly whittle away the life of this spawning pool. You do not want to lose that, and this is how you respond, guys. You're getting cheesed by a Terran player. You say, screw it, I'll throw a hatchery in your base, buddy. Like, that's what Check.Prime does. That's why he's a top player. He knows how to respond to these types of cheese plays. And yeah, he did lose his spawning pool, but he's got a hatchery on the way. It's vital that Ensnare doesn't detect the hatchery in his base, as Ensnare is continuing to micro this couple of Reapers, and Check.Prime is repositioning his spine crawlers, putting them in the ideal spot to defend against this cheese rush. He's got the queen as well, and a couple Zerglings behind his mineral line, just to reduce the mobility of this Terran cheese play. So Ensnare really needs to make something happen here, because this was, you know, what he devoted himself to early game. And if he's not able to do enough economic line harassment, if he can't take out enough drones, I mean, it was good that he took out the spawning pool, but is that going to be enough to justify this cheese play? We're just going to have to wait and see, as a second queen has arrived already, and that's going to, you know, provide pretty sturdy defense, as these Reapers don't do a whole lot of damage against queens, and, you know, they're useless virtually against spine crawlers. So very heavy Reaper play here early. We're going to have to see if he can do anything else with it. As we can see on the vision of Ensnare, he has not detected the hatchery yet. So this is really going to catch him off guard, and he's not going to know it's there until this creep sort of makes its way onto his screen. 4 Reapers now. You're going to have to avoid those spine crawlers, but these queens are in hot pursuit. These 4 Reapers, I mean, can slowly micro and whittle away the health of the queens, taking out 2 Zerglings there, and a Roach Warren as well after the second spawning pool went up. So we're going to see some roaches maybe popping up in Ensnare's base. We're just going to have to wait and see, as these Reapers just, I mean, they aren't doing as much damage as he needs them to. Although, as I'm saying that, he's taken out a lot of drones there. I believe he took out 3. So, I mean, you know, some decent harassment, I would say. But still, we can see on the Harvester count, for the income, they are pretty much neck and neck, 15 and 16 for Ensnare and Check, respectively. 4 spine crawlers going up right now. He put up 1 initially, and now that that initial spine crawler is almost done, he plopped down 3 more. And at this point, Ensnare does know what's up. I mean, he should be able to see that spawning pool. So he's making a play, and he is plopping down the starport on the tech lab. So it looks like he's going to get some banshees, and that, I mean, pretty obviously powerful against spine crawlers, as there isn't a whole lot of anti-air here for Check.Prime at this point. So bunker being filled with Reapers. Put another supply depot down, but these are 2 roaches, and these spine crawlers moving into position right now. This is going to be a bad spot for Ensnare as he puts down 4 spine crawlers, and they are going to be in range of most of these buildings to the west of the Terran base. The refinery's getting picked at, the bunker, supply depot, and these roaches are harassing the mineral line, going to pick off SCVs very quickly, and it looks like all these SCVs and mules are forced off the line, so no income right now for Ensnare, as Check.Prime continues to build up forces in his base. 1 Banshee is out, and it is going to go to town on these roaches, going to try to defend, and we're just going to have to see where he takes this build from here, as I certainly expect he's getting Cloak right now, because Cloak is really the vital upgrade in this position, because there's obviously no lair tech for Check.Prime, and he's not going to be able to get an Overseer out for detection. So if he can Cloak the Banshee, that is really his only hope at this point, because, I mean, just Check.Prime has such a fortified position in his base, really affecting the income, taking out that refinery, and forcing all those SCVs off the line previously. So very good response by Check.Prime to not only defend against the Reaper harassment, but now he's coming back with harassment of his own. Reaper's very low health. Cloak research about 66% complete, but now on the mineral line with these queens, roaches, forcing that orbital command off, shutting down all income here. And this is going to be the vital building here, the tech lab. The tech lab trying to get that Cloak research complete, as it is only 20 more units to go, but it is not going to be enough, as it's going to burn down, and that is not going to be good news for Ensnare. So Check.Prime showing you how to do it. He shows you how to defend that early Reaper cheese, shows you how to defend, and then how to retaliate with a hatchery in the Terran player's base. Ensnare did not see that coming at all. By the time Ensnare detected the hatchery, there were already 4 spine crawlers. I mean, he roaches, queens, everything that he needed to. A perfect